All right. Flipped $1. That's a new one.
Too rich to afford a coin.
Huh?
Too rich to afford a coin.
Pretty much.
Huh. Do you happen to know if Congo Jungle 64 is legal in doubles at this tournament?
Probably not.
I know it's actually. I was surprised when I looked at rule sets for several like national tournaments. It was still considered a doubles counterpick. Things such as like Apex and I'm not sure about Genesis, but several like highly, huge tournaments keep that as a counterpick.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it happens because as people keep making a push to really streamline everything, where singles has been streamlined,
Yeah.
people don't look at doubles as much as some of the few people want them to. Like, you have a couple people that are huge advocates for doubles, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not looked at too widely. So
Yeah.
stuff like that will slip through here and there. But we'll worry about that later. Because right now, Myztek eating all the booty he can, but had a good CC so he didn't get knocked off stage. Trying to get back over to Dezno and his Peach. Having to get through Captain Falcon, better known as GAWes, and the Rogue Tubes for some odd reason playing Peach. Probably because it's actually Mike G.
Huh.
Surprised Mike G had the notion to turn around and take a grab on a Marth as opposed to just narrow him out in that scenario, but he did it.
Definitely. What do you think about this stage striking?
I don't think too highly of it, really. I mean, they don't have platforms to work with, sure. But that means it's more of a spacing battle, like just a straight-up spacing battle as opposed to, like, being able to hide away from some things on the ground.
Definitely.
But the four of them, I really can't tell you about Dezno, but since he's with Myztek, I can assume the four of them have played enough to where being on a flat stage, just having a straight fight head-to-head doesn't mean too much to him. Being able to or being forced to work around your partner, being forced to actually work lateral position, I don't think that's a big deal to him. It's not looking like it at all, really. I think it's funny that Myztek sat there and just got like 14, 15 pummels over there before he finally had to throw somebody.
Huh.
Good up tilt by Myztek, and I like the spacing. A lot of people would have ran straight over to the ledge just to take up the space, but he had a good idea to wait and let Wes back air onto the stage just so he could punish that and get that stock.
Definitely.
Ooh, speaking of punishes, and the worst part about that was I don't think Myztek was ready for Dezno's reaction because Myztek was so focused on Wes, just like Wes was focused on him. Nobody realized Dezno was available to put the other fair. Because I think if Myztek would have realized that, he would have tried to grab him or up tilt him off. But this is one of those things that happens in doubles here and there.
Green team is starting to pull farther and farther ahead.
I was gonna say, even if he somehow falls down into that stock, that's not gonna mean a whole lot for him. This is just our blue team over here can't really get control of center stage. It's very obvious now, but a lot of their offense has come from a side, and it's come from a side where they've wound up trying to push them to the other side instead of being able to throw them behind them for like earlier stocks.
Definitely.
And I kind of feel like that's where this widened up a bit. Ooh. Dezno thought he was all right. He thought he was in the clear. He thought wrong.
Ooh.
And even though that was a combo breaker, that's, again, not a big deal because you got Mars sitting at 150%. Like, what's he really going to do here? It's an up air to start it off, but just punish with a forward throw. Pretty competitive at first, but I won't go as far as to say it was a blowout, but once Wes and Mike G found the rhythm, they found the position they really wanted to work from. They actually got to establish the center stage or even just the inside of the stage. It was pretty grim.
Definitely. Where would you go if you're a blue team in this situation?
Play with some platforms, apparently. I'm always a big advocate of when it comes down to playing teams. It's just if you have a static partner, it's whatever stages you like working with, whatever stages you're obviously comfortable with. And it doesn't really come down to characters as it comes down to your player styles.
Definitely.
So I think it's really weird when people are like, what stage do these characters want to go to? Because a lot of it, from what I see, comes down to, well, what do you want to do to the other's team?
Yeah.
Seems like right here they still want a lot of room, but they want to take ledge recoveries off the table or like ledge teching off the table, which wasn't a big deal to begin with, in my opinion. But they want to get platforms to work with, especially since you have a Marth. So
Yeah.
you have something that has a lot of platform control. And then even though they have a Peach, you have a Peach which can sit on the platform and keep them from passing through that area. It doesn't really look like it's working out too well thus far, but might be something that crossed their mind.
Looks like green team's really able to optimize their usage of the top platform. Continue their combo strings.
That down air, though, it's a good look, but it wasn't enough. And yeah, the back air from Myztek was a little too deep, got him punished, while there's a little bit of a train wreck on the left already going on with the Peaches. And the mishap Peach Bomber wasn't too detrimental. But something I'm kind of noticing between Wes and Mike G is that whenever they get somebody off the stage, they really like favoring working a one-on-one scenario where somebody goes for the edge guard and somebody tries to keep the other person occupied, as opposed to trying to double down on either scenario, whether they try to rack up damage with a 2-on-1 or they try to work a double edge guard.
Definitely.
And I think it's kind of weird that they try to work one-on-ones, because both Marth and Peach are characters with really lengthy recoveries. So they could get a lot of mileage out of 2-on-1s if they went for them.
Definitely. Maybe that just comes down to the individual player's confidence in their own abilities.
Nice. With that, this is looking kind of reminiscent of the first game. We got a decent-sized lead for the green team, but the only difference is instead of having like a solid one stock, a fresh one stock to hold above their head, they've got two dented stocks that they're about to lose one right now, and possibly two since T-Bag got sent off. But it's good that they actually got Dezno, because that, in my eyes, seals the game.
Ooh.
Like, it's going to be real hard for Myztek to get any kind of early stocks and turn this into a quick, solid one-on-one. And you see Mike G working a lot of the crouch cancel game just to try to tack on damage.
Definitely. And you can see Peach being on the forefront of the fight over there on the other ledge. So it's much more difficult than taking down a Captain Falcon.
Oh, he wanted that jump so bad and he couldn't find it. He was reading so hard. He tried to come above him with the down airs and try to find that blind spot from the up B, but he couldn't find it. No big deal, though, because just really solid 2-0 at that point.
Definitely. Good show by both teams.
I'm actually going to have to hop up for a bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So I'll be back.
All right.
Wes. I think they just announced the top 16. I'm pretty sure you were in top 16. Right? Yeah. Can you just bring your opponent here?
They're playing on stream right now. Chad versus Myztek.
Sure.
Right back